Well, hi everybody. Hey, it's Linda Anderson here from Linda Lou Creates, and thanks for joining me for this impromptu Facebook Live. Stampin' Up! Has a seasonal sale going on, so I just wanted to create something quick, easy, simple, not a lot of this and that, just to share with you so that it might give you an idea that you can use items you may already have, or better yet, get something new that might be part of the sale. So on here, I am using the stamp set that is lovely and lasting. Now, this cord has a coordinating punch. It will punch out this little frame here, as you can see that I have my sentiment in. So this is the punch that punches that out. Now, the stamp set is 15% off. This goes until Friday. The punch, 10% off. Again, it goes until Friday. So keep an eye on all of this stuff that's on sale, and you just might want to pick yourself up something new. So, the designer series paper is on sale too. That is 20% off. So lots of stuff on here that's on sale. So let me go ahead, just give you the quick rundown on this card. Like I said, it's going to be something quick and simple. I have my top folding Night of Navy, 11 by 4 1/4, scored at 5 1/2. Now on the inside, I have a white layer that's 4 by 5 1/4. Now I'm going to show you here in a moment what I did to create this on the inside. You can see how much lighter it is than this on the outside, and I'm going to show you that in a moment. This sentiment, another stamp set. And that one is called Simply Fabulous. And this truly is a Simply Fabulous stamp set. So I did use the sentiment out of that. I have another piece of basic white cardstock that's 4 by 5 1/4. And on here, I have a piece. This is called Lovely in Linen. I have to say it's slow. This designer series paper coordinates. You'll find it on the same. If you look up this stamp set, this Lovely and Lasting, you're going to find the paper that's kind of included within that suite. So this one measures, it's 4 inches long, 2 1/4 inches wide. Then I have another piece of it here. This is 1 inch by 3 1/2. Okay, so I went ahead, I stamped and punched out my sentiment, and then I have a bow using Sweet Sorbet, the metallic ribbon that I made a bow with. So, and the embellishments that I used are right here. It is the matte, the current in colors, the matte decorative dots. All right. So, okay, let's get going on this card. The first thing I'm going to do is move stuff out of the way because I'm going to pull in my Stamparatus. I'm going to show you that flower stamp and just how big it is. It is photopolymer, so that means it's the clear. Very large, solid. So I always like to use, especially my Stamparatus, to make sure I get a nice clean image. So here is, let me just find myself a piece of white so I can just show you what I did for the inside as well. So, all right, but first, the outside. This I'm going to stamp several times because I want it nice and solid and crisp and clean. So I just went ahead, I popped it in. Make sure you have the foam. It looks something similar to this black foam mat in your Stamparatus, being the photopolymer. You need that extra little bit of foam. I just popped this in. I have this already set up ahead of time, but you can see I set the stamp down, picked it up with the lid here of the Stamparatus. Now, I like to have like a stamp set to be able to put underneath. It just that way when I'm pouncing on my ink pad, which today happens to be Pale Papaya, I can do it, and I have a little something underneath there. So let me go ahead and go pouncing away. Now let's go ahead, bring this down. I just like to rub, make sure I have it. Now I'm going to pick up the lid And I'm not real happy with that. I bet you I can get a better image if I stamp it again. And what is awesome being a stamp positioning tool is you can stamp it as many times as you like, over and over again, as long as you didn't move anything. That's why I'm kind of careful when I lift this up, because those photopolymer stamps can be a little sticky, I guess is the word I want. But let me go ahead and see if I can get this portion just a little bit. And there we go. I like it a little bit darker that way. So, all right, so this is going to be the one that's going to be for my inside. Now, I said I was going to show you what I did for the inside that made it so much lighter. So I'm going to go ahead and ink this up yet again. All right. It looks like I do need to ink up my, re-ink my stamp pad here, the Pale Papaya, but I didn't want to run the risk of having it be too dark for the inside, because I was stamping, let me bring this back, since I was stamping the sentiment right over top of it. So, excuse me, I did what was called the second generation stamping. So first time, I just go ahead, and now I'm going to come back in. And you know what, I'm going to move this a little bit because I do want it kind of off here. So that's what's nice with this grid paper underneath. I remember where I put the cardstock for the front. This way I'm going to adjust it a little bit for then the inside. But anyway, now without re-inking, I'm going to come back, get the rest of the ink off of that stamp, and look how much lighter it is now. So now I can put my verbiage in there, my sentiment, and it's not going to be distracted because the background is too dark. So I'm going to set that aside, and as well as my Stamparatus. So I love that thing, you know, that you just use it time and time again so you can get your perfect images then. So, okay, so here we go. Let's get going on all of the pieces that we need. So here's my front. Let me go ahead, get this 2 1/4 by 4 inch piece of the DSP adhered down. I love the DSP and the fact that you've got sort of a fancy, and my glue's not working. Let me try another one. You have a bolder image on one side and something a little bit more geometric than happening on the other side of this double-sided paper. So we are good to go here. So I liked the Night of Navy side. So let me go ahead. This is just going to be adhered right down to the bottom. Okay, so there's that. Here's the 3 1/2 long by 1 inch, and I'm just going to put it right against the left side. So however high or low you might want it, I'm just going to kind of put it right wherever it falls. So and it's, like I said, it's right up against this left edge. And now this whole thing will go down to my card base. Here we go. All right, so as soon as I can find it, I have lost the rest of my stuff. If I can find it, I will. There we go. So here, the sentiment then, I did the frame in Sweet Sorbet, punched it out. These side pieces here, from all of these are coming from that Lovely and Lasting stamp set. Pale Papaya, Sentiment, Night of Navy. So I punched that out, added my dimensionals. I'm going to just pop that up in the lower right corner just to kind of balance it out, since I have this piece on the left. So to the right it goes. Let me bring in my embellishments, these matte dots. And I'm just going to grab up some of these sweet sorbet ones, and I'm going to pop them right one here using my pick tool. One there. Okay, so there's those. And one more thing, I have my bow. So I'm going to get, I actually find that I like using 2 glue dots. I know, it might be overkill, but I kind of feel like it just adheres down better. So I have those 2. Of course, they're too big for this thin ribbon, so I kind of roll it up on itself. And there, that should be hidden. If not, we'll deal with it. And I'm just going to put it right here up in this corner. And there it is. Sweet, quick, simple, not a lot of like technique to it, but you can certainly use other stamp sets. You can just, if you have a bunch of smaller stamp sets, kind of create a background here. You can use all DSP here. It's endless what you could do with this. So let me bring in real quick. I made a card yesterday, included a tutorial with it for those that subscribe to my newsletter. If you're interested in doing that, you can head over to my blog. It's lindaloucreates.com. And so I did provide my newsletter subscribers with a tutorial for this card. So this is the Honey Bee Home, I think. Don't quote me on that. So it has the stamp set, it has the dies, using then also an embossing folder. Embossing folders are 20% off. Dies are 20% off. I'll tell you what, you have to get on to the site, and my online store is lindaanderson.stampinup.net, and get to shopping. You don't want to miss out on anything. So if I can get my act together, I'm going to create another one for tomorrow. Friday's the last day in order to take advantage of the sale. So make sure you do that and don't miss out. So, all right, guys. Hey, thanks for joining me. I appreciate it, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. Bye now.